So let's get started. First of all, if you notice, I've already have on my eyebrows. I already put on my primer, and everything in this video is going to be from NYX. And I did also purchase their Angel Veil primer. It is $16. It is 1.07 ounces, so you do get quite a bit. I like the primer. It took me a little getting used to for some reason. I don't know if maybe when I first used the product it wasn't mixed really well or something like that, but after I continued to use it, I really start to like it. It's oil free and it gives you that velvet type of matte finish. It doesn't have that silicone feel to it or anything like that. So if you don't like that silicone feel, then this can be the product for you. It is in a white color, and I normally put it here, 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 and on my forehead. So those are the places where I normally put it, but like I said before, I already have this on. So it's a pretty good primer. Now, one thing about primers, I'm not real big on primers. Some days I use my primer, some days I forget. And it really doesn't make that big of a difference of my makeup. Some, but not a whole lot. So I'm not a real big primer person. I don't know the end all and the know alls to all of the primers. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and try their Total Control foundation, which is $14, and they have it in 24 shades. So they have a huge shade range. Another thing I like about this primer, this foundation, is that it does come 7 shades darker than what I actually have. Now, I purchased the Cappuccino, and they describe it as a medium deep with neutral undertones, and I will agree with that. Also, this foundation is very sheer. It can go from the sheerest to the sheer to a very full coverage. I wouldn't say like that full flawless full, but it can give you from a sheer to a medium to almost full coverage. Now for me, I'm not a big full coverage thick wearing liquid makeup foundation type of girl. I'm just not. I don't mind if my little spots right here kind of peep through just a little bit. It doesn't have to be completely flawless for me, because most of the times by the time I put on my foundation, my concealer, and then dust a little powder over it, you pretty much up to a full coverage for me. So I don't like a whole lot of foundation. So here is the actual foundation. I like the packaging. It's in a frosted container. I love the dropper, believe it or not, love the dropper, and the color I have is Cappuccino. And like I said, now it is very thin, very thin. And I'm gonna go ahead and apply it now. It is literally thin like water, and it will run. Now I'm also going to use the brush with this as well, and this is the brush that they recommend that you buy with the foundation. Normally, what I normally do is I normally get the product, put it on my hand, and then do spots all over the face. So let me do that now. And right now, guys, this is just a real rough application because I'm actually using my viewfinder on my camera to put it on. So this is a very, just quick application, because I just really wanted you to see how it applies. Now, most of the time, I prefer to use a beauty blender. But a beauty blender has a tendency to really thin out your foundation. So if you ever have a foundation that's a little bit too thick and you want to thin it out, it is best to use a damp beauty blender. And basically, this is a Real Technique beauty blenders, and there's different brands out there. But this is what normally I would use. But since this is so thin, they recommended that you use their brush. And so I'm going to go ahead and keep applying. And it dries really quickly. It really dries really quickly. So that's a good thing. And it does give you a velvet matte finish. So it dries to a true matte, not a dry matte, but it is a matte finish. But I don't want you to think you're going to look like a cake face, or you're going to look very, very, it still has a light kind of satin finish, but it's more of a velvet satin matte finish, if that makes sense. So that's pretty much it. Now I will say it doesn't take a whole lot to blend this into your skin. It's a very nice finish. So there you have it. And I do like the brush. I actually really do like the brush. And I go into my ear. I normally don't have on earrings when I do makeup, but I go into my ear, and then I always bring it down here and here to make sure you don't have a line. You want your face and your neck to look the same. One more tip I would like to leave with you: whenever you're going to buy foundation, especially if you're going to a department store or you're going to Ulta, Sephora, wherever you may go, I like to wear, like right now I have on a V-neck. I like to wear something where my neck as well as my chest is showing, so that way I can really look at foundation, look at my neck, look at my face, look at my neck, and look at my chest to make sure everything really matches. So that's just a helpful tip when you are going to try on makeup to get a new foundation. Also, another thing, when I am going to buy a new foundation, I go in there with a clean face, no other makeup on. I have my face washed, moisturized, and primed, because the key to makeup is, number one, you want your skin to be nice underneath, and you also want a nice foundation. Once you have those two things going for you, no matter whatever else you put on top, you're going to be okay. So that is the key to makeup, is to have good skin underneath, take care of your natural skin, and also you want to make sure that you have the perfect foundation for you. Whether if you spend $40, $60 for the foundation, or if you spend $5 or $16 for the foundation, your skin underneath and your foundation will make the world of difference. Those are two most important things. Okay, let's keep moving. All right, really quick, I want to talk about the brush. The brush has a little dip to it, which is kind of nice because it really can curve in to those areas within your face, so that's pretty nice. I really like the handle to it. It does have some weight. This brush was $14, and it is called the Control Drop foundation brush. I've used better brushes, but for 14 bucks, not bad at all. Do I think you should buy it? Yeah, if you don't have a lot of foundation brushes, I think this will be a good start for you. Okay, all right, now the next thing that I bought from them was actually the powder that you can wear with it. Now this powder, for some reason, I'm just not that fond of it. I don't know why. It's not a bad powder. I can't even tell you why I don't like the powder. It's just something about it, I don't like it. It doesn't go on as smooth as my Laura Mercier. It doesn't go on as smooth as my MAC Skin Finish, but it's not a bad powder. So I will suggest that if you're looking for just a powder to set your face with, it's not something bad, but it's just not one of my favorites. Okay, so right here we have the actual powder. It is right here, and it is the Nofilter, and I have it in the color Sand, and it's $12. It comes in 15 shades, and they have 3 other shades that are darker than the one that I purchased, and I bought the color Sand. I'm trying to open it. Okay, so here it is. And whenever you wear a liquid foundation, you should always set it with a light powder, or you can set it with a heavy powder if you choose to, but just a light powder. And I normally just use a big brush, and I just kind of set it. But this makeup here, it dries so well, you really might not have to set it, but it's always good to set your makeup with a powder. And when you set your makeup with a powder, it helps with the oil and helps to kind of keep your face matte, and it helps your face to continue to look like a fresh face throughout the day. So it is important that you set your liquid foundation. And normally I buff mine in a circular motion, and I normally, when I say I buff for a while, because I really like a smooth buffed out look. And I also have smaller brushes that where I buff in this area and even buff more in this area and that area as well. Okay. So let me tell you the things I do like about this foundation. I like that this foundation comes in 24 colors. It does have a great range of colors, especially for women of color. I also like the packaging. I like the drops, believe it or not. I like that it is very thin and you can really build it up. I think it is a great makeup for every day. It took me a few days to find out what was the best way to use it. I did notice that if I didn't put enough of it on, it did not last throughout the day. So if you want it to last throughout the day, you might have to put a little bit more on. It is a great makeup for every day. It's a great makeup for easy application. It's a wonderful makeup for if you have a teenage daughter or a niece or somebody, or even if you're starting off with makeup for yourself. It is a great makeup for beginners. It's also a nice makeup to wear when you are running errands and things like that. I am very curious to see how this makeup is going to work once it gets warmer and more humid where I live. Now I did notice I had to do some blotting throughout the day. So I had to blot maybe 2 times throughout the day, because to me, when I do use this foundation, my face is a little bit more oilier than when I use other foundations. Once again, like I said about the powder, I don't know why. It's a very, very smooth powder. It's a nice powder, but just something about it, can't quite put my hands on it, but it's still not a bad buy. And when I do wear this foundation, I do put this powder on top. The brush, like I said before, I've used better brushes, but this is still not a bad brush. I really like the primer. So overall, I will rate the foundation about a B. It gets a B. I will rate this powder about a C or D. This brush is about a B. And to rate the primer, which I'm not a big primer person, I just want to say that this is a pretty good primer and it is worth the try. I would probably rate this about a good B, because I've been using this primer with other things, and I've been using it with other foundations, and I've used it with other concealers. I've used it with a different finish spray, and I must say, so far I've been using it every day and I'm really starting to like it. But I'll give it a strong B, almost an A. So I hope that you really enjoyed this video. Make sure you give me a thumbs up, because I really want to hear from you guys. And the next video that I'm going to record is on this Tarte foundation. Y'all, this right here, oh my, oh me, oh my. This right here, I absolutely love. So you need to stay tuned for this, because this is everything. So stay tuned for this. You guys go out there, be blessed, make your day fabulous. And I really enjoy filming this for you guys. Thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and you go out and be blessed.